where Anna discusses both her memories of making the project and the people with whom she made them. It is an understatement to say that this book becoming a reality is a dream come true for me. I've had this book planned in my head since I met Anna for the first time as a teenager nearly 20 years ago. It just took me that long for me to come up with the courage to ask her to do it. I was so blessed to come full circle with her, first being a fan, then a close friend, and finally a co-author. Anna and I were really making progress on this book, and we were almost ready to show a rough draft to a publisher, but fate, as they say, intervened in the spring of 2015. First, her husband Mike was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which thankfully he survived. Then her own health problems that had plagued her began to take over. Understandably, this whole project was put on the back burner. When Anna Patty Duke Pierce passed away on March 29, 2016, at the age of 69, America lost an important thread in its tapestry. She was known as one of the most gifted child actors of all time. Anna was also someone who made that rare transition from child to adult star. In addition, she spent nearly the last 30 years of her life as a pioneer in the mental health field. Her death reminded us all that no matter how well known and loved someone may be, none of us are immortal. As Anna once said about actors in film and television industry, that's the magic in what we get to do, is that it does live on. When reading this book, Anna and I had discussed that we would like readers to feel that they are having a private, intimate conversation with her, like the ones I'd been so fortunate to have for the 18 years that I knew her. You'll hopefully enjoy some of the juicy, behind-the-scenes stories she tells and the endearing respect she had for the people in these stories. You'll also see the perception of a woman in her late 60s looking back on her extraordinary life and career that dates back to when she was just a young girl. These are her final words to her public. Writing this, I'm reminded of a day in September 2014 when we were getting ready to work on the chapter on Anna's friend, the late actress Sharon Tate, with whom she worked in Valley of the Dolls in 1967. I remember sitting on Anna's living room couch beside her as she confessed how nervous she was. She then looked up at the skylight on her cathedral ceiling and said, "Sharon, I hope I do right by you." As I now sit on my porch, I am looking up at the beautiful afternoon sky. Anna, I hope I do right by you.
Kim Stanley. My brother Raymond was a kid actor. He did several amateur stage productions in New York before being discovered by a married team, John and Ethel Ross, who managed child actors. The Rosses soon took Raymond under their wing, and he eventually got jobs on television and even had a bit part in the Paul Newman film Somebody Up There Likes Me, 1956. In around 1955, Raymond was cast in a documentary where the producers had also looked for a young girl to play his sister. Raymond suggested me. I had never wanted to act, but I was cast in the role anyway. As usual, I just wanted to please everyone. Since my family didn't have a lot of money, the extra income would really help us get by financially. It turned out that after the Rosses rid me of my thick New York accent, I was pretty good at pretending to be other people. I knew my lines and my marks, and before long, the Rosses could tell that there was actually some talent inside of this little girl. For the next few years, I continued to act, having bit parts in a few films, but mostly in live television commercials. Although I had already appeared as an uncredited extra in a handful of films, The Goddess, which was shot in 1957 and re-released the following year, would be my first film credit. It was also the film debut of another actress, Kim Stanley. Even though she was a novice to film, Kim was already a Broadway legend. She originated roles in such Broadway classics as Picnic and Bus Stop, not to mention working with such writers as Arthur Lawrence and Horton Foote. Kim and I didn't have a scene together in The Goddess because I was playing her role as a child. My character grows up to be a